Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Ryan in Singapore. Welcome to our mindfulness practice. Today's topic is about meditation. What is meditation and what is not meditation? Oftentimes I hear people will say, well, I do my running and that's my meditation, or I'm meditating while I'm in the gym. So I think it's good to kind of break it down. And I wanted to bring this in because last time we talked about, is meditation a gym for the mind, or isn't it? That was related to goal-oriented. Often we go to the gym, we do it for a specific goal. So is it possible in our meditation practice, do we have that same kind of goal mindset, or are we able to let go a little bit more and let things unfold as they are? So one thing I kind of wanted to add on to that, and what kind of inspired me to talk about this today, was that before I started meditating, I had an intense gym program that I did, and I had a personal trainer at the time, and it was just for a few months. And one thing that I always remember was using mind-muscle connection. So to focus, concentrate all of your attention into the muscle that you're using, so that you can go a little bit farther, that you can get one more extra rep in there. And I think that this was kind of a precursor to my becoming a meditator, because that kind of focusing of attention was something that was new to me. And as I learned to do it, it really helped to bring me into the present moment. So that's really the exploration today, is what is meditation? What can count as meditation, I guess? And I think that's kind of a funny way to put it. What counts and what doesn't count? So maybe we can look at some of the words for what meditation means. So the Tibetan word for meditation is gom, which means to familiarize. And I think that that's interesting as well, because of maybe what we think meditation is. So to familiarize, and specifically what I think in Tibetan Buddhism, the idea is to intentionally familiarize ourselves with positive states of mind. Because what tends to happen, and what we're so used to doing, is going into negative states of mind. Is that if we just kind of let our minds go freely, that a lot of times we will find ourselves catastrophizing and thinking the worst out of situations and brooding. And so the idea here is to familiarize ourselves with, one, what is the state of my mind at rest? And what do I see happening? Understanding with awareness what tends to happen inside of my mind. And two, to once we recognize the state of mind, is it possible to intentionally bring about a shift? And I think that's something that I've noticed as an MBSR teacher, is that when I teach, MBSR is mindfulness-based stress reduction. When I teach mindfulness-based stress reduction, and we get to the week where the invitation for the participants is, can you simply observe your reactivity without trying to change what it is that you're about to do? Just notice yourself reacting to situations in your daily life. And what tends to happen is that just by noticing what it is that's going on, noticing my reactivity, my desire to do this thing without really even thinking about doing it, simply reacting, that by noticing it, it tends to be enough already to change what it is that I'm about to do. So this familiarization, I think this is it's interesting to think of meditation as a familiarization exercise. So this is the Tibetan word. The the Pali word, which is the original language of the Buddha, is bhavana. And the word bhavana means to cultivate. So this is, again, so familiarization, gom, cultivation, bhavana. And bhavana is the idea that through time, through our familiarization, we are sowing seeds that with patience grow over time. So notice that neither of these words have anything to do with sitting or telling you exactly how you're supposed to meditate. So this opens the idea to what meditation can be. That meditation doesn't have to be sitting in an upright posture. That meditation can be other things. And in fact, I've been searching, before I came online today, for this Shunryu Suzuki quotes about what is Zazen, that Zazen can exist. And Zazen is the Zen word basically meaning seated meditation practice. In fact, don't quote me on that, because I'm sure there's a more in-depth definition, but this is kind of the layperson's definition. But that it exists in everything that we do, that we can, doing the dishes. When you do the dishes to do the dishes for no other reason than to do the dishes. Thich Nhat Hanh said, do the dishes to enjoy doing the dishes. Right? If you're doing the dishes to get the dishes clean, then you're not doing it right. Right? The way that we do the dishes is to do the dishes. So, and that goes with a lot of things in life. So we're alive in every moment. Is it possible for us to enjoy being alive? And one thing that I think about sometimes is that maybe this moment is unpleasant, but if I fast forward to the end of my life, when I know that my life is going to end, like that, and I flash back, I go, being alive is great, even in those times that is less pleasant. Being alive is wonderful. It's a miraculous experience to be alive. And can I reflect on this moment and go, this moment is precious, and this moment is a gift to be alive, even if there is something unpleasant going on. And I guess I just wanted to share as well that in the last 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were swim meet here in Singapore. Is our the Singapore Sports Festival, and so I swam in the swim meet, and I really and this really hit home in those moments where my body is just aching, and every area of my body from head to toe is sore and screaming out, and just seeing if I can use those moments to be fully present and to use the information of my body to be able to push myself as hard as I can to achieve that goal, to achieve that state. So meditation can be all kinds of things. And before we get into the practice, one of the things that I do want to say for my own personal practice is that I find that nothing can replace seated meditation. That seated meditation, when we're doing nothing and there's nothing else going on and we're just trying to focus on the present moment, that there's something different that happens, that this is a different kind of practice than when we're engaging our mind in any other activity. And I know it's 11 minutes. We're supposed to get started into the meditation. But before I do, I just want to read one Shunryu Suzuki quote. When you're practicing Zazen, and we'll just say that's seated meditation for simplicity, do not try to stop your thinking. Let it stop by itself. If something comes into your mind, let it come in. and let it go out. It will not stay long. When you try to stop your thinking, it means you are bothered by it. Do not be bothered by anything. It appears as if something is coming from outside your mind, but actually it is only the waves of your mind. And if you are not bothered by the waves, gradually they will become calmer and calmer. In 5 or 10 minutes, your mind will be completely serene and calm, and at that time your breathing will become quite slow, while your pulse will become a little faster. It will take a long time before you find a calm, serene mind in your practice. Many sensations come, many thoughts or images arise, but they are just waves of your own mind. Nothing comes from outside your mind. Usually we think of our mind as receiving impressions and experiences from outside, but that is not a true understanding of our mind. The true understanding is that the mind includes everything. When you think something comes from outside, it means only that something appears in your mind. Nothing outside yourself can cause any trouble. You yourself make the waves in your mind. If you leave your mind as it will become calm. This mind is called big mind. Thanks everybody for sharing. We're going to go ahead and get into our practice. So practice as you like today. Sit comfortably if that's the way you want to practice today. Notice the state of the mind. Do you find yourself agitated at this moment? Do you find yourself calm? Do you find yourself moving into the future? Dwelling on the past? So just acknowledging how the mind is in this moment. And now examining the body. How does the body feel? The mind and the body are not independent of one another. Through practice, through regular analysis of self, you can discover how the state of the mind and the state of the body affect one another. So what is the state of the body? How does the forehead feel? How about the jaw? What about your neck? How about the shoulders? What about your upper back? What about your lower back? How about the chest? The abdomen? As you breathe, what does your breath feel like? Is your belly rising and falling freely, unrestricted? Or do you find tightness? Simply observing, acknowledging. Not trying to be any different from how you are in this moment. Seeing if you can roll out the red carpet. Welcome me that is here right now. Not trying to change anything. Just observing. See if you can keep your attention focused on your breathing. So I'm not trying to force the breath in any way, not trying to count the breaths. See if you can really tune into the physical sensations that come along with the breath. The change of shape of the abdomen. Movement of the rib cage. Air moving through the nostrils. And just a reminder from what Shunryu Suzuki has said. Don't try to push the thoughts out. Don't try to make the mind blank. When thoughts come, just let them come, acknowledge them, see them, and then let them go. They'll go on their own. It's that resistance that can make the practice harder. The resistance, the wanting the thoughts to disappear. Just focus on your breath. Keep your mind focused on the breath as best you can. Of course your mind will wander away. It's okay. It's part of this process. Don't worry about it. Acknowledge the thought. Welcome the thought. And then through that awareness, it's like popping a soap bubble. It's letting the thought self-liberate, disappear, vaporize into nothingness as you redirect your attention back to this physical sensation of breath. So wherever you are, wherever your mind is gone, is it possible to bring your mind back to fully concentrate on the next 3 breaths, fully aware of the inhalation, fully aware of the exhalation? And now we'll begin to draw this practice to its natural close. And I'll close practice with 3 rings of the bell. After the sound of the bell subsides, feel free to move your body in any way you like. Stretch out. All right. Congratulations, everyone, for making it through today's practice. Wish you all the best. Hope it went well. And if it didn't go well, why not? What about it was bad? What is good? What is bad? As we talk through this. Thanks, Siffy and Rachel, for all of your interaction in the chat. I appreciate it a lot. Siffy says, I find it when I meditate, I become more myself and feel less pain. I think that's a very powerful statement. And honestly, this is why mindfulness-based stress reduction was created, and why it was so widely distributed, was because this was a common kind of report that mindfulness-based stress reduction was originally created for people who had chronic severe pain and were finding that other treatments weren't working. And Siffy, it's just so beautifully said. I become more myself and feel less pain. And I think what the participants tend to report and tend to have reported was that it's that stopping resisting the pain that causes the pain to go away, right? That you feel the pain, right? The pain's there all the time, and the mind adds the extra bit and goes, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, this pain sucks, I want this pain to go away, it's bothering me, I want it to be over, and this causes the pain to intensify. And so if we can just go, this is part of, I'm alive, this is part of being alive, part of being human means that I experience pain. And what's the saying? Pain is mandatory, but suffering is optional. So is it possible to experience the pain and to explore it, right? To, as hard as it can be, to roll out the red carpet for it and go, welcome pain for being here. And Siffy, thank you for being here. Like, what a blessing it is to have you here with us. Yes, Rachel, it's Shunryo Suzuki. He is the founder of the San Francisco Zen Center, the author of Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, and it's a great book. If you haven't read it, it's a very interesting read. That's the part of the book I was looking for isn't one that's often quoted. It's just basically kind of saying that Zazen exists in everything. Everything we do can be our meditation. That this distinction, like this, this is meditation and this is not meditation, right? This is me, this is you, right? These these kinds of distinctions. I think that's what was interesting about that chapter in particular, is it just kind of shows this, explains in relatively simple language the idea of these boundaries that we create around so many things in life, not just about our practice, but all kinds of things. And Rachel, thanks for sharing here. I don't know what feeling more myself means. You know what? That's a good point. That's a really good point too. You know, how can I possibly be more myself than I already am? Right? I love it. Thanks so much. Thanks, Jean, for your kind words. Rachel says, that's how I feel about using crutches. I even found myself saying 1 day down, 41 to go. Can you believe it? Yeah, for sure. I know. I've had my crutches days. I know how inconvenient it can be. I learned to like stairs though. Like, I know that sometimes stairs and crutches feel annoying, but it's like it's kind of a fun new exploration. How to use one crutch on one side and the railing on the other. I wish you all the best. Siffy says, I usually sleep during meditation, but I've improved now and I'm more aware and feel much more life and gratitude. Sybil says, I notice different muscles tighten and I need to let them go and to relax. Or to let their go to relax. And that's the other thing, right? Is it goes, right? Is letting go is letting go an active process, right? Is it possible to let it be passive, right? Because letting go is a passive process. It has to be a passive process, and that's what's interesting. I can't. It's like trying to go to sleep. I always like using that as an example of letting go, right? You can't force yourself to go to sleep. So thanks, Sybil, for sharing. Good goes up, bad goes down, walking on crutches. Them. Okay, thanks, Sybil. I notice different muscles tighten, and I need to let them go to relax. All right. It's about time to say goodbye. Nice to have you here. Love stares, resent lifts. What are we doing next time? Next time is... Oh, your inner world. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll get to that when we get there. So just trying to have some kind of story as we go along each day. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. Glad you enjoyed the session, and I'll see you next time. So we'll be back in 47 and a half hours, and we'll be exploring another similar topic. Thanks, everybody. Let's close our practice as we always do, sending well wishes to ourselves and to everybody who's here and to everybody around the world. So join me if you like. May I be happy and peaceful. May everyone watching, listening right now, wherever you are, I wish you all happiness and peace. And may all sentient life throughout the universe, including the earth, our home, may everything, everywhere, and everyone be happy and peaceful. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.